Welcome back to Musgrave Hill Bowls Club on the Gold Coast of Australia for the third and final session of the second Trans-Tasman Test between New Zealand's Blackjacks and Australia's Jackaroos. And for this men's singles match between Aaron Wilson of Australia and Jamie Hill of New Zealand, replacing Andrew Kelly overnight. Andrew Kelly moved into the men's fours, and we'll keep you up to date with how the men's fours go on as well in this third and final session of the second Trans-Tasman Test. We also have the women's singles and the women's fours in action in this third and final session of the day. I can bring you up to date with the results from the second session as well. We covered the women's pairs match for you. It was Australia running up 24-13 winners in that. Women's triples went New Zealand's way, 17-7. The men's pairs, a 21-7 loss for the men's pair. And the men's triples, Australia running up 29-11 winners in that. So New Zealand losing 3 of the 4 in that session, that in the open competition between the Blackjacks and the Jackaroos. In the development, it was for the women 2 losses, in the pairs 17-10, and in the triples 20-10. In the men's development, another split though. They won the pairs 14-11, but lost the triples 17-14. And in the over 60 for women, it was another split. The pairs 24-14 loss, but a 20-17 win in the triples. And then in the men's over 60, pairs lost 15-14 and a 14-all draw as well. So those are the 12 matches that we had in the second session of 3 of this second Trans-Tasman Test. And we're going to be broadcasting the men's singles match between Jamie Hill and Aaron Wilson. I'm Brenton Vannisselroy. I will have the call for you alongside Kevin Hickland. Very good afternoon, Kevin. A match that will have quite a lot of importance as the New Zealand men in particular playing catch-up in the Trans-Tasman.
Certainly is, Brenton, and after that second round this afternoon, which was less than desirable results for the New Zealand side, they certainly need to bounce back in both the fours and singles this afternoon. Of course, we saw the fours this morning earlier in the day defeat Australia, and we did see Aaron Wilson and Jamie Hill go up the first round this morning. And in fact, it was very close right throughout the mid stages. It got to 12-all, 12-11, something along that. And then Aaron Wilson surged home to win 21-12. So let's hope now that we're going to see a better performance by Jamie Hill, and our fours continue their winning way. And of course, in the singles this morning, Joe Edwards had that draw up, and you'll notice, I think you'll see there's Joe Edwards playing the singles again. I think you'll see there's a change in the Australian women's singles players. I think you'll see that Kelsey Cottrell may well be playing the singles this round for Australia.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, well, I think you're certainly right. Looks like they've moved Chloe Stewart into their women's 4. And Kelsey Cottrell, who was very impressive in the women's pairs match, which we brought to you earlier this afternoon, in that 24-13 win over the women's pair, skipped by Joe Edwards. So we're going to see Cottrell and Edwards go head-to-head. And also an adjustment. And Chloe Stewart is pretty impressive in the singles and in the pairs. Will now be the lead, I would assume, for the Australian women's 4. So we'll keep you up to date with that result as well. But I'll focus very much on the men's singles action, and Aaron Wilson against Jamie Hill, not Andrew Kelly as advertised, because he's been moved into the men's 4, which we saw earlier today. A switch which Kevin obviously worked for the men's 4. Looked like they were reinvigorated, winning 17-10 over Australia today, but unfortunately that is the only win that the New Zealand men's team can talk about. They were beaten in both, and comprehensively so as well. So no doubt there would have been a few tough words spoken in the last half an hour or so.
Yeah, there has been. I tell you, there has been a conversation held about. I'd call it "Let's lift the bar, boys." I think that's the best way to describe it. And you and I both know, Brendan, that all of these players here are certainly able to do so. And we saw that during the multi-nations. And the important thing is, and we did see it, of course, in the multi-nations when we saw our fours team have that poor loss which they went down to, but then they bounced back the next day in the triples. And, so what we've got to do is bounce back again. But the important thing is going forward, though, of course, that we've got to hold that consistency. That's the key thing. And that, I'm sure that's a nagging thing for the selectors as well, that we just can't get that consistency. But still a lot of bowls to come, and let's hope we can have a good round here and go into tomorrow with renewed hopes.
Yeah, 'cause at the moment the men in the Trans-Tasman trailing 7-3, 7 wins to 3. And so if they drop both of these, that will pretty much be curtains. The best they could do would be a 9-all split over the 3 Trans-Tasman tests, and they'd obviously need to get ahead in differential. And at the moment, they'll be trailing by quite some distance in differential, courtesy of that last session, which was 2 heavy defeats. Triples losing by 18 and the pairs losing by 14.
Yeah, very disappointing, because I thought earlier on this morning they'd played a lot better than that, and the team just didn't fire. And that's a lame excuse, I know, but they didn't fire. And we saw that in the same, really, in the women's peers. And I was talking to Sharon Sims, for example, during the break, and we just spoke about the good thing that we thought about this triples side, that they didn't worry about the wind, this women's triple side out here. They just tried to get them close, which they duly did, and played very, very well, as they have for the last 2 days.
As we are underway in this men's singles match, third and final session of the second Trans-Tasman test, Jamie Hill of New Zealand up against Aaron Wilson of Australia in this race to 21. First bowl from Jamie Hill is pretty handy. Jack Level playing on the same rink that we actually just had the women's pairs match in the second session, which proved to be certainly troublesome for both sides and testing weather conditions.
Well, we'll quickly see, won't we, whether it has the same effect. Well, these first 2 bowls has had the same effect on Aaron Wilson, actually, because he's got one a long way over and one short way under the line. But we all know the quality of player that Aaron Wilson is, and as you and I mentioned before, Brenton, both these players very quick, get onto the mat, and there's no mucking around looking at shot options. They know what they want to play. And Jamie Hill comes right back to the centre line, but there's a good couple of metres over the head. Aaron Wilson now playing his third bowl, and he's certainly changed his line with this one. How's the weight as it breaks down towards the head? And a pull up short. Looks as though it still had chalk on it from how the marker was. So here's now Jamie Hill, the tall New Zealand player, trying to draw down to the what looked like the shot bowl from Aaron Wilson. Hasn't got the weight to get all the way, for sure.
You got the officials here from Musgrave Hill as well. It's great that the volunteers that make these events all happen. Obviously we had our volunteers from Helensvale yesterday. We'll have our Broadbeach Bulls volunteers tomorrow. Now that Musgrave Hill is going to be our lollipop man.
So Aaron Wilson playing his last bowl on the first in this race to 21. And Jamie Hill, comedy show, these guys, they just leaves the mat down the other end, grab another one. Jamie Hill's got the shot, let's get on with it. We won't worry about carrying the mat, we'll just sort of...
It's crazy, isn't it? So Jamie Hill got the one, so 1-0 to Jamie Hill. So that's why he's back on the mat, rolling out the jack. Yes, Aaron Wilson bowl probably wasn't even halfway down the green. Jamie Hill had already decided, no, that wasn't going to be a counter.
I'll go first, thank you. So Jamie Hill.
They don't muck around. They've got places to be, these two.
So here's Jamie Hill now playing, leading 1-0. Of course, no ends count in this encounter. It's all just first to 21. See, watch his first bowl. Well, Jamie Hill's break towards the head. This is a fairly handy opener. This bowl just going to sit past the jack by about half a metre. Pretty good. Pretty good opening bowl.
Yeah, so we certainly saw both struggling, playing towards the green end of the Musgrave Hill Club here, northern end, but playing towards the southern end is already slightly better head starting to form here. It's playing towards the car park here at Musgrave Hill.
See, watch this second bowl of Jamie Hill's breaking down towards the head. This is breaking nicely towards the jack. So going to sit on the jack. No, just doesn't quite get a touch on the jack, but was certainly on a very, very good line to get a touch on the jack. So Aaron Wilson playing his second. Question, how's the weight on this? This looks a pretty good line as it breaks towards the jack. This will get no, didn't get a touch on the jack as well, but will roll back for shot.
Indicating that the marker that it is Aaron Wilson holding the shot. Players are obviously way down the other end. It's pretty much ditch to ditch the length that Jamie Hill has chosen. Placing the jack, rolling it all the way down near that 2 metre mark, the tee.
This bowl now coming up towards the jack.
It's going to come up short.
Sat right on the centre line. So Aaron Wilson quickly into his work, following the same line as the Jamie Hill bowl. As that now breaks towards the head. This looks pretty good, this bowl. How far is it going to run? That will be shot as it fell in.
Yeah, I think he's holding a couple. There's Aaron Wilson now.
So here's now Jamie Hill on his forehand. Just question the weight. Breaking in towards the head. How's the weight as it gets? They're going to get all the way. It's got a good chance here getting all the way to the jack, and he will. That will be the shot from the New Zealand player.
Aaron Wilson taking a long look, but yeah, marker certainly indicating. You just see left of screen, just tentatively putting up the black paddle. So Aaron Wilson, who made his way all the way down to assess the situation. It's a long walk back to the mat. Down 1-0 in the race to 21. He knows that Jamie Hill's holding the shot, so here he's playing with weight. And he's going to get this one bowl out. I think it's still going to make it one to Jamie Hill by the looks of things.
Jamie Hill bolt will be shot.
Yeah, tentatively indicated. Now the marker puts off his... He's a bit scared of putting the lollipop up. Not proud of his lollipops. You've got to be prouder of your lollipops when you've got these jobs.
These boys are quite sure. They just said, well, yeah, we're happy with that one shot. No, that's right. Jack's been delivered.
Yeah, move on, please.
Move on.
2-2. So 2-0. 2-0 it will be. Yeah, I think that's the wind again. Made the scoreboard say 3, but it is just a single.
I see it is it's been blown over, but no. So here's now Jamie Hill, the New Zealand lead. He'll get it underway on the backhand. Breaking down now towards the head. How far is it going to come back with the weight? Looks on a pretty good line, this opening bowler, Jamie Hills, and it is. It's going to sit in behind the jack. Right, virtually right on the centre line. It's a good opening bowl by the New Zealand singles player.
It's interesting to see that the length he's gone with here. So he went with pretty much ditch to ditch with the previous one. He's pulled the jack back a bit with this one. A couple of metres, if not 3 metres shy of that 2 metre mark on the tee.
Of course, Jamie Hill is one of the father and son combinations that have played for New Zealand. Father Neville also represented New Zealand, and more than likely holds the record, I think, for winning the most intercenters in the most provinces around New Zealand. I think he has played for something like either 7 or 8 provinces in New Zealand. Otago, Canterbury, Taranaki, Bay of Plenty, Auckland, counties. He's at Hawke's Bay. But Neville, father, played for New Zealand, and then Jamie's sister, Kirsty, she's a member of the Auckland squad, in the Auckland side, and then Kirsty's boy, who's about 12 years of age, is already a promising player out of the Royal Oak Club in Auckland. So Bowles is certainly in the Hill family, that's for sure. So here's Aaron Wilson, not mucking around. The umpire said definitely 1 down, might be 2, and it'll just be the 1 now, that's for sure. Has he got one of those bowls out? So Jamie Hill definitely holding the shot. I think Aaron Wilson's made his intentions pretty clear. Brenton, if I'm down.
And it's the way he plays, isn't it?
Certainly is the way he plays. And Jamie Hill will be short and narrow under the head.
Yep, it's not going to be a counter. Well short and narrow. So this time going more of a running shot. See if he can take away that shot bowl. No, he's just drifting by. So what's the indication from my lollipop man? Again, a tentative black, but he's going to wait for the players to come down. Seems afraid of calling it himself, and now he does put up the black and the lollipop man. So 1 more, so 3 singles on the opening 3 ends. Of course, there's no limit on the ends. There is a time limit though. So Jamie Hill 3-0 leading Aaron Wilson.
And of course, out in front of us as well, we have got the men's 4s, which I can tell you Australia scored a 2 on the first end.
Yeah, it certainly did. Also have the women's singles and women's 4s. Australia leading 1-0 after the first end of the women's 4s, and it's 2 apiece between Joe Edwards and Kelsey Cottrell. So a change to the Australian women's singles player there. Kelsey Cottrell moving out of the 4. You question why she was leading the 4. Could have been used a better role, and that's just what they've done.
Well, of course, Kelsey Cottrell has played the singles for Australia on a number of occasions in the international arena. So here we good opening bowl from Jamie Hill just down in front of the jack. Very good opening bowl by the New Zealand player. Just sitting adjacent to the jack. Aaron Wilson, this is a good bowl as well. This first bowl of Wilson's just going to go past. Very good start by Jamie Hill, leading 3-0 in the race 2:21. Jamie Hill again playing his second bowl down towards the car park end here at Musgrove Hill. Another good bowl from Hill. Just breaks its way towards the jack. It won't be long before we see Aaron Wilson.
That's a good target, isn't it?
Yeah. It won't take long. He won't be short of this, I can assure you.
And here's the wind-up.
He's on the charge. The charge for the jack. Might just get his own bowl instead. No, he doesn't.
He comes up empty. He'll get a couple more opportunities, though. That was just a second bowl. Just showing his intent. Aaron Wilson, the way he plays, always favours the aggressive approach. So do so many of these young Australian players.
They certainly do. And Jamie Hill now will just drop past inside the back area, and that'll count. Sits in behind. That's 3 shots for sure.
Here's the drive again. Is he going to get the line right this time? Looks a touch narrow. Is it just going to get the jack? It does get the jack.
I'd say New Zealand's got the spot.
Yeah, but I think it went into the ditch.
I'll go into the ditch and stay up. So where did where did the Wilson... Oh, there's his Aaron Wilson bowl I can see, sitting in the ditch as well.
So there we go. So that little yellow marker there indicates where the jack is, and just over here to the left of screen. In fact, there's you can actually see the white marker there is where you can actually see the jack. Right left of screen, and then right of that is in fact where the shot bowl is, and this is a fair effort, this from Jamie Hill.
Very good effort from Jamie Hill, actually. That only just really rolled in, sat up on the lip. It would have been shot. It was a good effort by the New Zealand player.
So Aaron Wilson holding one. Trying to make it 2. And that one goes into the ditch. So that one won't count. 1 to Australia. Lollipop Man more confident that time. 3-1 it is. New Zealand's Jamie Hill leading Australia's Aaron Wilson in the race to 21 men's singles. And with these two, it certainly is a race.
It's a race, all right.
There is no messing about. The Lollipop Man hardly had time to get down the other end before the jack was being delivered.
And he still had to pick the mat up as well.
Yeah, it's a bit rude, isn't it? Surely that's the job of one of the players.
Normally it is, Brenton, yeah. But they just leave the mat there and leave that to the marker. They might have agreed with that with the marker before the game. They may have said that, but it's not normal. But they may have agreed to do that.
Don't know why the marker would agree to do it, though. Say, no, do it yourself. It's not my job.
He's got enough to do with the lollipops.
Exactly. I've got to work out which lollipop to pick.
Just saw a fantastic drive by Ali Forsyth in the men's fours next to us here. Drive a bowl out, which you right on the jack, one of the Australian shot bowl. So Aaron Wilson has opened up very well on the backhand side here. Here he comes with bowl number 2. The Jamie Hill bowl was short and narrow under the head.
As is this one going to be.
And so is that Aaron Wilson bowl as well. So Jamie Hill now with bowl number 2, leading 3-1. And he'll play on the backhand, the left-hander. And how far is this going to come back? He's turned his back on it, I can see. Gave it more green and not coming back anywhere near enough. So here, the third bowl of Aaron Wilson, and he's gone on that wide side too. And this is funny, Brenton, isn't it? Because this is what we saw before. They got out on that wider side, and
yeah, with the women's match, didn't we?
Yeah, where they think there would be draw, but just not working back. So here's the third bowl of Jamie Hill. This is a better attempt. This bowl breaks down towards the head.
You see how narrow he played that,
it's
though?
Certainly narrow. And the Aaron Wilson bowl is already on the... Jamie Hill's bowl had only just stopped, and the Aaron Wilson bowl was on its way.
Oh, you can't say it's not entertaining.
Oh, no.
That's a great bowl from Aaron Wilson there. There's no mucking around on the mat. And sometimes players, I think, almost talk themselves out of shots, don't they? And they're really looking over the situation. These two get to the mat, make their call, right or wrong.
All right, let's move on. Next end.
Yep, another one to Australia. So 3-2 it is. Only singles have been scored so far, but we are absolutely racing through the ends. 3-2. Jamie Hill leading Aaron Wilson of Australia.
Here's the lollipop man. Pick the mat up again. He's got everything to do, this guy.
He's going to get a workout, that's for sure.
He sure is.
The pace these guys play at, he's getting from end to end pretty quickly. Well, New Zealand certainly did score in the second end of the men's fours. Just waiting for that scoreboard to be updated, and then we'll bring you up to date with the situation of that and the other two women's matches which are in progress, two women's singles and also women's fours, just like it is for the men, as Aaron Wilson.
I just watched closely, Brennan, and it just as the marker actually had the jack on the line, it was at the same time Aaron Wilson just let the bowl go at the other end. So there's no in between. So Jamie Hill bowl now, try and get that draw back towards the jack. It all depends on what that weight is, breaking its way back very slowly.
Well, we're seeing, aren't we, that clearly that this rink is difficult to play.
Yeah,
because
no doubt.
And the women's pairs, we had some very, very good players really struggling to get anywhere near the jack. And same kind of situation here, although this is a good second bowl from Aaron Wilson, pretty much jack level, just a foot or two.
But it certainly looks like one of those rinks, Brendan, that if you just get to a certain point, it just doesn't seem to come back. And I'm not saying that's the wind at all. You know, it just seems to hold out there.
Yeah, I think the wind is certainly a contributing factor, but you're right. I think this rink in particular, talking to Robbie, who's played here a lot, says it's usually the best of them.
Oh, really? Oh. So here's this second bowl of Jamie Hill. This is a good bowl here from Hill. This will be the shot for sure, and sits right alongside the jack. And Aaron Wilson, no doubt, he'll be searching for that bowl with some sort of weight, or as we said, yes he would. And he's playing for the shot bowl or the jack. Got the jack.
I think this time it's been killed, so it should be coming back. Will it? Oh no, again it's in the ditch, just inside play. Barry Lester actually doing the work for the marker, because the marker's struggling to keep up with the place that these two are playing at.
So we can see where the yellow.
It's over here. It's over here to the left, in fact. So it's actually out of screen, out of picture. And there we go. There's the white marker. So that's where the jack is.
And this is a great attempt by Jamie Hills. If it's come alive, has that come alive, that bowl?
No, it's just been picked up. So there we go. There's the bolt right there.
And there's the line. Yeah. So
we can see there just before Jamie Hill came into picture. So pretty much right in line with him is where the shot bowl is. So it's a long way away. Or in fact, that deep bowl may be closer, but he just needs to try and come in between this purple and white bowl in the middle of screen of Aaron Wilson and the ditch. He'll have the shot. Easier said than done, of course.
Jamie Hill waiting till the head next door is cleared, because he has to play virtually right through their rink to get down to that drawing position to come back inside. Looks to have a bit of speed on it, has it?
It needs to hold up. Needs to hold up.
Will it hold up? No, it won't.
I think that's a couple for Aaron Wilson. Confirmation from the Lollipop Man. Get those up there. There you go. 2 to Aaron Wilson. So he now takes a 4-3 lead in this race to 21 in the men's singles. The first time I think we've seen more than a single picked up. The first 5 ends were 5 singles, 3 to Jamie Hill. And
the marker's just got the mat. Now he's got the jack just coming up towards him as well. Yeah. He knows he's not out here for long.
We should leave this poor marker alone, really, shouldn't we? He's to do a lot of work. I can imagine why he doesn't have the energy to put the lollipops up, because he's doing everything else.
So Aaron Wilson now playing his first bowl.
Now Ben's saying he's struggling to keep up as well with the pace of play of these two.
Yeah, because he's got cameras to make sure the camera's in the right spot, doing the right thing.
Especially when we've gone into the ditch a couple of times too.
Good opening bowl by Aaron Wilson, just drawing in behind the jack. If you watch this bowl, Jamie Hill's now breaking in towards the head. Just going to die on the weight. Certainly had the line to get in there. Here's now Aaron Wilson on the back end, playing his second bowl, leading 4-3, holding the shot. But you can see there, Brendan, how long it takes to draw. Just as it's coming down there now, it's still staying out on that wide side. It just doesn't seem to have the same arcing finish which we have on the other hand. So here's now Jamie Hill. So he's going to prove me wrong, but
Maybe he's staying a bit narrower, though.
he's inside that line, definitely playing a different line to what Aaron Wilson played. Now it's coming on the draw.
But then it draws under the... that's a great shot, obviously, But you saw how much more that moved when you're on that line than you were on the other line.
If you got on the other line, it just doesn't seem to move anywhere near as much as inside that line. And Jamie Hill was inside that line. Now this bowl of Aaron Wilson's again is outside that line.
And again, it doesn't move back. And
move.
It's only maybe a foot difference. And look at the difference between those two last bowls. There's a couple of metres between them. But the line was only a foot, I reckon, different.
So there's a distinct line. It's just about in here where this bowl's just crossing over now.
You've got to be back inside that.
That's about where that line is.
That's another good bowl from Jamie Hill. So Aaron Wilson will either follow that or I reckon he'll drive because that's what he likes to do.
I'm pretty sure this will have some weight in it. And Jamie Hill will be playing for the jack in the ditch. Is
he just going to come inside this?
Missed it.
So 2 to Jamie Hill.
But there's definitely a distinctive line there.
Still got one to play, of course.
So we can watch now. We'll know if Jamie Hill bowl, if it's just touching that line. This is fractionally wider, but it's coming back now as the Hill bowl.
It's not going to come back enough, though, is it?
It's pulling back now. But I'm going to have to sit on this bowl.
So that crossed the line just in time, didn't it?
Just in time, yep.
So 2 to Jamie Hill. He reclaims the lead, 6-5. Sorry, 5-4, excuse me. Alex is so speedy with the score. 5-4. Alex Reid almost as fast as Aaron Wilson putting up the score. And this race to 21. And after 3 ends of the men's fours, it's Australia 3, New Zealand 1. In the women's fours, after 2 ends, New Zealand 4, Australia 1. And we also have the women's singles, and it's Kelsey Cottrell leading Joe Edwards 6-4. And there's also 2 over 60s matches involving the men as well on this green. And in the singles, it is 4-3 to New Zealand. And in the fours, it is 5-0 to New Zealand. So good start for the over 60s on the screen for the men.
If we go to the bowls 3-5, you wouldn't need the shot clock for Aaron Wilson, would you?
He'd break it. He'd break the shot clock. It would never get started.
So here he is. Aaron Wilson draws right alongside the jack. And holding the shot, the Jamie Hill bowl just drifted in behind the head. Good green. Here's the second Jamie Hill bowl breaking down towards us now. Trust you're enjoying this broadcast that we're bringing to you. Is he going to get the jack? Jamie Hill just past the jack. We'll be back, of course, tomorrow at 11:45 New Zealand time. And we'll be at Broadbeach on the last day of the Trans-Tasman. We'll have 3 more games we'll be bringing you live tomorrow, right throughout the day. As another good bowl here comes into the head from Aaron Wilson, just sits lower the jack.
Yeah, tomorrow we'll have women's triples to start the day from around midday New Zealand time. Then from 3:15, women's singles action. So Joe Edwards against possibly Kelsey Cottrell again. And then to finish the Trans-Tasman, we'll have the men's triples. Which, if the men manage to come back in this, potentially, you never know, could be a deciding match for the men's Trans-Tasman. But they've got a lot of work to do here first.
So the bowl of Jamie Hills was narrow, ducked away. As you watch Aaron Wilson on that slightly wider side. Jamie Hill will try and play down through that port on the backhand side. But this, we know, looking at that, Brenton, that will struggle to come all the way back. But it is coming back a long way. I don't know if it's got the right weight to get where it needs to go, but boy, that really hooked back. Jamie Hill touching his hat saying, oh, well, he's a very non-emotive.
You don't get anything out of him.
Zero.
He must be a good poker player because his face stays exactly the same. There is no emotion. Even when they're having a big win, a great shot, you see a little clap maybe.
Correct.
That'll be the absolute most you'll get. You never really see his head go down. It's just
ice. He is.
Yeah, he is a nice man.
So here's the bowl of Aaron Wilson, which will finish past the jack, won't count, and they're walking down very slowly this time. Two to Australia.
Yeah, so reclaiming the lead is Aaron Wilson, 6-5 it is now. Aaron Wilson in the race 221. So majority have been singles, but there's been a couple of twos as well in this men's singles matchup. We've got matches on the other green as well in the women's over 60s and also in all the development events as well in a few ends time. Hopefully have a chance to bring you up to date with those matches, and I'll constantly keep you up to date with all those happening on this green. The 4 open matches, the 2 men's singles and fours and the women's singles and fours, and then of course you got the over 60s men's singles and fours as well. Great opening bowl from Aaron Wilson, pretty much on the money there.
Richie, right on top of the jack was that first bowl of Aaron Wilson's. Jamie Hill now will follow that bowl, trying to get down to that counting bowl, just going to be under the line with weight and green to that shot bowl. Aaron Wilson quickly again on the forehand. He certainly doesn't muck around. On a good line again. Is it going to get past the Jamie Hill bowl? Look at this, just drops around it. That's backing your confidence of your draw, that is. You just let it drift around that front bowl. Leading 6-5, leading Aaron Wilson. 6-5, leading Jamie Hill of New Zealand. So Hill again will try and reach down to that jack. Shot bowl. And a finish inside it. Will sit on top of the Aaron Wilson bowl. Just the 1 to Australia, leading 6-5. This looks pretty handy, this one. It just breaks down towards the head now. And if it gets across, this might give Jamie Hill, although it's 2 shots, it'll give Hill an opening to play with some weight down through there to reach those 2 bowls and split onto the jack, and that's exactly what he's doing, trying to get the split. Might be unlucky here and get the gap. No,
just a feather on the jack. Very unfortunate there. So Australia still holding 1. Says the marker. Lollipop man.
Yeah, he was desperately unlucky there, Jamie Hill. He got the jack.
This one's going to end up short. Under the line it comes.
So I'm sure we'll see Jamie Hill may well again attack.
He's deciding to play with weight on the draw. He's going to run into his own one. Is it going to go into the head? Very close to taking out the shot bowl. And just one.
Just the one.
More to Aaron Wilson. So 7-5. He now leads in the race to 21. In fact, it was 2, says the marker. I was convinced it was just 1, but yeah, 2. So 8-5. Now to Aaron Wilson of Australia. Don't question the marker.
No. I see New Zealand have the mat again out here in the men's 4s.
Yeah, 3-2. They trail Australia after 4 ends of 15 in the men's 4s.
8-5.
Yeah, 4-3 also in the women's 4s after 3 ends. That's 2 New Zealand. Caitlin Inch 4. And then in the women's singles match, Joe Edwards trailing Kelsey Cottrell of Australia 6 5. And then we also have the 2 over 60 men's matches. Singles, Australia leading 7-4, and the fours, New Zealand leading 5-1 after 3 of the 15 ends in that contest.
So this opening bowl of Jamie Hill's trailing 8-5. Aaron Wilson, the Australian singles player. Hill drew the shot directly in behind the jack. About a metre behind. If you watch this bowl of Aaron Wilson's, this one looks as if it's going to come up short. And it will. Right on the centre line. So now we'll have great chance here now for Jamie Hill to sit on top of the jack. They've got the centre line covered up. Makes it difficult for the drive, of course, for Aaron Wilson. This bowler Hill's not going to run all the way into the jack. He'll be disappointed with that. Aaron Wilson now with ample room on his forehand. Looks to be on a better line with this bowl. Looks to be better played here as it breaks down towards the jack, and it sure will be. That's the shot. Jamie Hill just left that door open for him. He had plenty of room for that second shot to...
Yeah, walk right through that door, didn't he?
Yeah.
Strolled through Aaron Wilson.
Yeah, Jamie Hill, he's gone far too wide with that.
And before this bowl rests, Aaron Wilson will play.
It's on its way, and Jamie Hill's bowl hasn't yet actually stopped. So 8-5. Aaron Wilson leading. Just second last bowl. Breaking down towards the head as well. This will count 2. Now, Jamie Hill, to me, has got to change his hand and try and play with weight down through those 2 counting bowls.
Just checking that it is 2. He's asking the marker. And the marker indicating, yes, it is 2. You're down on the head. Of course, Jamie Hill probably can't see the jack from where he is, so he is playing with weight. Trying to run through those shot bowls. He's going to slide by.
Hard shot, but it's a good effort.
2 more to Aaron Wilson. So 9-5 it is now.
So Aaron Wilson certainly
10-5
10-5. 10-5.
Of course, because it was 8-5, wasn't it? So 10-5 it is.
10-5 the score. And Alex just changing that.
Get off his back. It wasn't like it was slow, that slow to update. Kevin?
Thank you, Alex.
He gave you Rocky Road as well, and you're still on his back, Kevin.
He did. So here's the open bowl of Aaron Wilson. Now he's left the door open for Jamie Hill because the jack has been delivered right to the 2 metre mark, and it is his first bowl is a couple of metres, in fact, short. So Jamie Hill got the opportunity here to draw right onto the jack and put the pressure on the Australian player. Well, he's really not going to. He just drops underneath the short bowler Wilson. Certainly it's shot, but still plenty of room for this Commonwealth Games champion, Aaron Wilson. And of course, remember when he won that gold at Broadbeach, he did the old Kelvin Kirkow and did the sprint, and very, very colourful player is Aaron Wilson.
Do you think it's a good idea to try and slow him down? Jamie Hill plays at quite a good speed, certainly not a slow player. But do you think Aaron Wilson would get frustrated by a slightly slower player, a really deliberate player, taking his time on the mat, looking at the head all the time?
It's interesting if you
just
watch...
to try and disrupt him.
If you watch Alex Marshall, the Scottish player, Alex Marshall also, he's fairly quick, but not as quick as this, and Marshall always tries to work his shot out and then he plays it. And I don't know whether you, in a singles game, I think it's worth trying to slow him down, but it's difficult because he's on the move all the time.
Oh, and you get caught up in it, don't you? When you're playing, you feel, I have to play this fast.
Jamie Hill just going to miss just by centimetres. It's interesting you say that, though, Brennan, because one of the things, talking to a number of New Zealand players, like Caitlin Ince, Chris Leave, and some of the others that play here in Australia, we'd noticed last year and the previous year that they had got into the Australian way of playing, getting very quick on the mat. A number of the Australians, you watch them playing in the club, they play Aaron Sheriff's quick on the mat. Corey Wedlock, very quick on the mat. Nathan Rice, quick. And we just felt that some of the New Zealand players were losing their delivery, the accuracy of their delivery. And so a bit of work was done to say, look, just slow down, play your natural game. And talking to Chris Leave as an example, he's more than aware of it. And he noticed the other day, he said, I started to quicken, I can't remember who it was playing. He said, I remembered just, because they play very, very quickly.
Yeah, another single to Aaron Wilson. So up by 6 now, 11-5 in the race to 21. He's over halfway there. Aaron Wilson, of course, this is the second meeting between these two today. They met in the first session of the second Trans-Tasman Test at Musgrave Hill, and it was Aaron Wilson winning 21-12 on that occasion. We have the men's fours right next to us and the rink right next to this match, and we'll keep you up to date with that, along with the women's four as well in action, along with Joe Edwards and the women's singles. 4 open Blackjacks v Jackaroos matchups to keep you updated, as Jamie Hill was having a long look at what was happening in the men's fours. Of course, formerly of
the fours,
the men's four.
So Aaron Wilson has drawn Jack Level, leading 11-5 in the race to 21. So it's a better bowl here from Jamie Hill. This is going to draw around and behind, or virtually Jack Level to the Jack, only pretty close to the Jack itself. Aaron Wilson quickly into his work on the forehand. Looks to be on that wide side, and it is going to be. Not going to come back from there. So here's now the chance for Jamie Hill to take advantage of that.
See on the scoreboard there, Aaron Sheriff walking towards 5-2. Australia now leading in the men's fours after 5 of the 15 ends. It is 4-all between Australia and New Zealand after 4 of the 15 ends in the women's fours. And Joe Edwards has now taken the lead in the women's singles in the race to 21. She is leading Australia's Kelsey Cottrell 9-6. And we have a couple of over 60s men's matches, singles and fours as well. And in the fours, New Zealand are leading 5-2. And can't quite see the New Zealand score, unfortunately, in the men's over 60s singles. But Australia have 7, if that's of any help.
And New Zealand here holding 2 shots. Aaron Wilson v Jamie Hill. And Aaron Wilson, of course, played 3 of his 4 bowls. As you watch this third bowl of Jamie Hill's now break down towards the head. Has to, just all it needs to do is get in front of the Aaron Wilson bowl, and it will count, but it falls short.
9-7 it is in the over 60s men's singles to New Zealand. So the over 60s men doing quite well so far on the screen.
So Aaron Wilson now definitely 2 down. Play his last bowl, and he's changed to the backhand, looking for the shot bowl. Might just get his own in the front. Does, and got his own again. This is going to be 4 to Jamie Hill, I can tell you that, because he's just flicked his own bowl out of the head as well.
The only bowl remaining on the surface is out to the left here, right in front of our marker. So it's 3 to Jamie Hill at the moment. He's playing his last. Should be able to get within 3-4 metre circumference, you would think, to make it 4.
And this will be 4.
Alex already knows it's 4. He's faster than Jamie Hill is. So 4 to New Zealand. So 11-9 it is now. In the race to 21 in this men's singles match. Jamie Hill, big number for him. Getting right back into the contest. Getting the mat back.
Tightens it up.
Certainly does. After being 6 down, now just 2 down. Now he's 12 away from perhaps winning this contest.
So Jamie Hill will deliver the jack up towards the... There's a shorter end that they're playing here.
Yeah, much shorter. I'd say the shortest
Brendan,
of the match
is
so far.
It's a lot shorter.
I can't actually see the bottom of the screen where the 2 metre mark is, so well up from the end of the rink.
So Jamie Hill, let's see how he adapts now to this change of length after scoring a 4. He hasn't adapted very well, in fact, because that's about 20 feet short, actually. So open the door straight away for Aaron Wilson.
You sometimes wonder why a player or a team picks a length and then they deliver that kind of bowl. You'd think that Aaron Wilson chose this length, given by his bowl, just a couple of inches past the jack. You can't actually see the jack because just a couple of inches in front of it is the jack, and you can see its shadow, which helps.
We saw this morning in the men's fours when on the 17th end when Chris DeLeve, and a minute afterwards was an error when he delivered the jack and put it right down to that 2 metre mark, and all of a sudden they couldn't. We had Lawson, Kelly, DeLeve all put a bowl in the ditch on the draw. We got out of it, but it can be, yeah. So Jamie Hill 1 down, trying to get up to this bowl of Aaron Wilson's, which is definitely the shot. In fact, he's more than likely 2 down. The jack level bowl of Wilson's would more than likely be shot. Another shot.
I'd say so. This one's just going to roll past the head, though. But that's handy if Hill does decide to have a chance to attack the head. Play with weight. That is what he is doing, I believe, or no. Just coming on the draw again with his 4th and final bowl.
Trying to get up to this shot bowl. Great attempt, just going to slip by.
So he did play with a bit of running weight, didn't he? Try to attack, get the jack or get rid of the shot bowl. Sit on it.
Got a touch on the jack.
But now Aaron Wilson has a chance to make it 3. If this one holds up, I don't think it is going to. So I think it's 2. Aaron Wilson just having a little chat to the marker. And
2.
Just 1, in fact.
Just the 1.
Yeah, so obviously it was misleading. That bowl that was level with the jack, obviously not as close as the short ones of Jamie Hill. So another one on the board for Aaron Wilson. 12-9 he leads, now just 9 away in this first to 21 men's singles battle in the 3rd and final session of the 2nd Trans-Tasman Test here at Musgrave Hill on the Gold Coast. It's a great pleasure to be able to bring you this broadcast. Myself, Brenton Vanessa-Roy, alongside Kevin Hickland. And after 5 ends of the men's fours, Australia leading 5-2. And women's singles action, Joe Edwards leading Kelsey Cottrell 11-6 in the race to 21. And the women's fours, New Zealand leading 7-4. Can't see how many ends have been played there. I think after 5 of the 15 ends. And then New Zealand leading 9-8 in the over 60s men's singles. And 7-3 after 5 ends of the over 60s men's fours.
So, good bowl coming in here from Jamie Hill. Just going to draw past the shot bowl of Aaron Wilson, and that'll be shot as it falls over. Aaron Wilson quickly on his backhand, leading 12-9. 12-9 leading the New Zealand player. And this looks on a pretty good line if it gets past the Jamie Hill bowl. And it went through the port. Wouldn't think it could actually get through there. Jamie Hill asking if he's got the shot. Marker indicates yes it is. 1-2 Jamie Hill. Changing his hand, trying to get to this bowl of Aaron Wilson. Sits inside that bowl. That will certainly, between that and the jack, that will certainly be a counter. Set jack level. $12-9. Aaron Wilson in the race to 21. This is incredible. They've slowed down.
Maybe they're getting tired. Playing at this pace. It's not even an hour gone.
So
he's been racing through the ends.
Aaron Wilson. Playing up to, trying to get to the Jamie Hill bowls. He's not going to. Hill's still holding shot. 12-9 is the lead to Aaron Wilson. And Jamie Hill, he'll just try and beat his bowl on that backhand side. Draws inside his jack level bowl. It's on a pretty good line. This bowl just going to die and wait.
It's a hurry.
Yeah, he had the line to get under that that bowl of his. Definitely got.
Are they gonna actually get down and measure? Perhaps. Surely not.
They won't have a measure. I guarantee you, neither one of them would ever measure.
Yep, there you go. Aaron Wilson, right, perfectly said there, Kevin. Aaron Wilson having to ask the market for the measure.
What are those things?
We usually just call it. I think you favour the Aaron Wilson bowl. And the marker is going to put on it. One to Jamie Hill. There's the marker. So 12-10 it is now.
So 12-10 in the race to 21 here in this Trans-Tasman men's singles. We're our pleasure to bring you this live broadcast coverage from the Musgrave Hill Bowls Club here on the Gold Coast. Day 2 of this Trans-Tasman. Was yesterday we were at Club Helensvale. Tomorrow we'll be at Broadbeach. And we will have action from 11:45 New Zealand time.
Yeah, midday more like it, I think.
Yeah.
9 a.m. starts here. And so we'll, just shortly before midday New Zealand time, we'll have a women's triples match for you. There's Peter Bellis, a rink coach. Should know better. Just getting moving in front of our camera. He's having a chat with the marker.
I think there might be, he's looking at the scorecard, I think.
Yeah, some confusion perhaps, is there?
Yeah, there is.
He's just handed the marker a scorecard, which I assume he's going to hand to one of the players, Jamie Hill.
Oh, so they haven't been keeping the score, either one of these two?
Of course not. When have they had time to do that? They haven't. They actually haven't had time. They haven't given themselves time to keep the score.
Someone else, you can do that.
Exactly.
Somebody here. So, Jamie Hill holding the shot, trailing 12-10 in the race to 21. Holds the shot just lower the jack. Doesn't like this one, I don't think. He sort of walked away, and I can see why. So, Aaron Wilson, the Australian player, I'm sure he'll endeavour to, if he gets a touch on the jack, it's all to his advantage. But he thought, no, I'll drive it instead. You won't play that other shot. And out it goes. Now, the only thing I'll say about that, Brendan, is I know Jamie Hill's only got one bowl left, but there is a bit of room to draw the shot, isn't there?
There is plenty of room. It's been tricky, though, playing this way, and he's having to play on that backhand side, which has been the tricky side, but he's done a very good job.
Great job, has.
So, 1 to Jamie Hill, but he's still got one bowl from Aaron Wilson, of course.
So, Gary Lawson just draw to the ditch.
It's in the men's fours match alongside this men's singles contest. We'll keep you up to date with the scores on that one.
So here's Wilson again on the drive again, going for the Hill bowl behind the head. He got the jack. Now this time, so there's one jack. So that's one to Wilson because I can see the top of the jack. The Wilson bowl is under the number. The other jack on the next rink, that's in the ditch as well. And I'm sure it was 1, 2.
No, I think it was more than one because all the back bowls were Aaron Wilson. So 3 to Aaron Wilson. So 15-10. He now leads. Yeah, so that was why that was all on because the back bowls were both. He had 2 back bowls before he played that drive, and then going into the ditch, that made it 3. Lovely execution again of the weighted shot.
Yeah, you don't very often see it. It's a a true class of the player to be able to drive or play a weighted shot to the bowl, which is actually at the back of the head. Look at that bowler, Valley Forsyth, just in the fours here. It's just rested on the ditch board. It's hovering on the ditch board. So 15-10 in the race to 21. Aaron Wilson leading.
Yeah, so 6 away now as the Commonwealth Games gold medalist in this discipline. As the men's triples, men's fours rather, continues on the rink alongside, and we'll bring you up to date after this end, as we will the women's fours and women's singles as well.
Good response here from Jamie Hill, trailing 15-10. Just drew alongside the bowl of Aaron Wilson's. Because Aaron Wilson can't play at this stage. He's got to wait for the Ali Forsyth bowl. Have a look at this, would you? Have a look at this.
Wow. Well, mate, obviously the viewers can't see it, Kevin. But what has happened, to describe what has happened, on the rink alongside, Ali Forsyth has 2 bowls on the edge of the rink. Pretty much in the ditch, but not. Just somehow not going into the ditch.
And
but unfortunately,
that bowl was out.
Yeah, Ali Forsyth's second one is out. So he's only got the 1 counting bowl. It would have been a huge target, though, for a player like Aaron Sheriff, who is now playing his final bowl, and will try and knock out that bowl from Ali Forsyth, and does exactly that.
That was remarkable.
So I believe just the 1 to New Zealand now as a result. But yeah, incredible. Ali Forsyth resting 2 bowls alongside each other, pretty much on the ditch.
Sitting on the ditch board.
Yeah, amazing. So it's just one to New Zealand, though, as a result. So after 7 ends of the men's fours match, 7 of 15, of course, it's Australia 5, New Zealand 4. And the women's fours, it's New Zealand 9, Australia 4, after 6 of the 15 there. And I'll give you an update of the women's singles shortly between Joe Edwards and Kelsey Cottrell as well, as we're racing through another end in the men's singles.
With New Zealand holding 1 and trailing 15-10. So here's now Jamie Hill on the forehand, trailing Aaron Wilson 15-10. Playing down, trying to draw into this port. Viewers there can see this port out in front of the head, and that's where Jamie Hill is just trying to draw inside there. Needed another couple of rolls. Would have made a counting spot for it, but not to be.
12-7 it is. Joe Edwards over Kelsey Cottrell in the race to 21 in the women's singles. And 7-5 it is in the men's over 60s fours. I can't see the ends, but 7-5 New Zealand leading in the men's over 60s fours.
So here's Aaron Wilson changing his hand, searching for the jack, and just goes past.
Well, you expect him to hit nearly every time, such as his accuracy.
Well, the other day, Brenton, we were watched him play in, the Piers, and he played 6 or 7 ends that he played, wasn't it? That he changed the head, drew the shot, touches, did everything, and it was a masterclass. So Jamie Hill now trailing to 15-10 in the race 221, holding 1. As this last bowl now breaks down towards the head, and
don't think it's going to be a counter. Certainly Aaron Wilson doesn't believe it will be. It is 1 to Jamie Hill of New Zealand. So 15-11 it is now in the race to 21. So the gap's cut slightly.
So jack delivered by Jamie Hill. Wind blowing around, looking at these trees out the front here. Certainly it hasn't got any worse, but the wind is still certainly with us.
Yeah, I actually think it's not as bad as the second session.
No, I think you're right, Brenton. It's certainly not as blustery as what it was mid-afternoon.
Exactly right. It was really coming through at times, and almost little mini tornadoes as the dust and all the grass was thrown up.
It was really blowing.
That certainly hasn't happened. That's what we've seen anyway in this third and final session of the day. The second Trans-Tasman tests here from the Musgrave Hill Bowls Club on the Gold Coast.
With Aaron Wilson, the Australian and Commonwealth Games gold medalist, leading 15-11 leading. As we see how the bowl of Jamie Hill has gone by the head by about a metre. Aaron Wilson, he's jack level. So we'll see Hill now continue down. He'll play. He's waiting for, this is unusual, waiting for something. So he's obviously going to play on that backhand. He is.
I think he, like us, is getting caught up watching some of the men's fours every now and then.
So on the backhand is Jamie Hill. Is it going to come back enough? Doesn't look like it. Looks as though it's going to stay out on that wide side. And it will. Aaron Wilson playing on the
just
forehand.
in between the legs of the marker. See the shadow of it, and now the bowl there.
Just no draw out there at all, Brendan, is it? That was a long way out, I must admit, certainly. But it was really...
A little sarcastic celebration from Aaron Wilson as it came back into the rink.
Because I saw the Australian girls actually saying, we'll kick that one out. We're going at the old flick because it was that wide. But here's now Jamie Hill on the play on his backhand. Just waiting for the Corey Wedlock bowl on the next rink to go by. And here it is, it's on its way, trailing 15-11 in this race 2:21. As it breaks down towards the head, is it going to get inside for the shot? It will. Sits inside the bowl, wait for the marker. And he's sort of put his hands up. I'm not sure whether he's doing that or scratching his head, actually.
I think he was scratching his head.
Yeah, I think he was.
Well, this is the time when he rests, isn't it? So he's having to do so much other work.
Yeah, he just...
This is the time for a bit of a breather, so let's give him a break. He'll put the markers up at the end of the end. That's enough.
So the Aaron Wilson bowl finishes jack level, but it will be the Jamie Hill bowl, I'm sure, that is shot with Hill trailing 15-11. And this is on a good arc too. It breaks under the head now. Just how far is it going to run, or it sits on his own bowl. Just goes by the head. It needs to fall in. And Aaron Wilson asking the question of the marker, what's the story? And
one to New Zealand, he says. New Zealand. Puts up the black paddle. So playing with a bit of weight, I think. Reaching weight. Get to the head.
15-11.
It's going to come under the line though. So that won't count. So it should be another one to Jamie Hill. We'll see if Aaron Wilson and Jamie Hill agree with the marker thought. There's nothing really close. It's not overly clear cut. So Jamie Hill's just going to do his own little measure.
Jamie Hill thinks he's got two.
There's just one.
Just one.
One to New Zealand. So 15-12 it is. So he's continuing to fight here, Jamie Hill. Not throwing it away. He knows how important this is. With the men's four in a real tussle. If he can somehow at least keep it close, keeps New Zealand's hopes alive in the Trans-Tasman overall.
Only 3 shots. That's So Jamie Hill delivered the jack right down towards the 2 metre mark. As our marker from the local club, from the volunteer from the Musgrove Hill Club, straightens up the jack.
Right on the tee. Jamie Hill playing two. We've got another update coming in from our roving reporter, Alex Reid. I'll bring that to you very shortly. Here we go. So in the over 60s women's singles, 17-3 up. New Zealand over 60s women's 4, 11-6 up after 7. Women's development singles, 16-5 up. Women's development triples, 10-8 up after 7. So that's 4 from 4 there. And the women's over 60s and development. And then the men's development singles, 19-13 down. So on the verge there of going down the men's development singles, and the men's development 4s, 9-2 up after 7. So up in 5 of the 6 matches, New Zealand on the other green, and the 4 development games in the women's over 60s. So going pretty well for New Zealand there. And in the other disciplines, pretty much apart from the men, Kevin, it's been open men, that is. It's been a pretty good fight back from New Zealand after losing all the others. It was only the open women who won the first Trans-Tasman test.
So Aaron Wilson following the Jamie Hill bowl up. Hill holding the shot, but watch this bowl. Wilson's just crawled towards the head. He's going to finish jack level, jack high. And Jamie Hill obviously wanted to make sure what he's asking. Yes, one to New Zealand. The marker very kindly put his lollipop up, 15-12.
Jamie Hill has already passed out.
It was already halfway up the green, but it's all right. So here's now this third bowl of Jamie Hill's. Breaks past his own. That'll certainly count, and it will. So that's 2 to New Zealand at this point.
And we're going to see some weight here from Disco.
Yeah.
Aaron Wilson.
It's on its way. Going for the front. And got the front only. And so he'll no doubt have another go with his next bowl. Well, Aaron Wilson. 7-4 now, Australia leading in the men's four. 7-4 after 8 of 15 ends. So we watch this bowl of Jamie Hill's break down towards the head. It's going to pull up way short. So again, here's Wilson changing his hand, but playing with weight to get up to the New Zealand front bowl, playing with a lot of weight, in fact, to get to it. And look at that.
Yeah, and this bowl on the left of the jack is actually an Aaron Wilson bowl. It's got the purple on the other side that you can't see. So just one to Aaron Wilson. I thought he might have had more than that, but one signalled. So 16-12 it is now to Australia.
He got the split on the run. Jamie Hill was holding 2 shots then, which would have brought him within 1 shot. Not to be, though. The Commonwealth Games champion certainly said, no, I can beat that, and he duly did.
So 5 away now, Aaron Wilson, from this men's singles match. First to 21, of course. Kevin gave you the update, the latest in the men's 4. So New Zealand 3 down after 8 of 15. In the women's 4s, though, it's going well for New Zealand. 9-5 up after 7 of 15. And I think we're all tied up in the women's singles now between Jo Edwards and Kelsey Cottrell. 12 all.
Just want to put a word of warning out. I just see Rob Ashton, the New Zealand over 60 singles player, running up the green, chasing the bowl. I just want to... Let's just sort of keep...
Well, I think he's involved in quite a contest. I think it might be 11 all.
Yeah.
So you can see why he's getting excited, but I think he certainly ran faster than any of the open men have.
He certainly had. Alex, you check if he's all okay after that sprint.
Oh, he looks all right looking at him. Yeah, well, Alex doesn't have the energy to go that far, he's saying. The rocky road is well and truly worn off.
Yeah, he needs another sugar fix, does Alex.
And 7-6 it is to the over 60s men's 4 after 7 of 15 ends there. And I think they might have just drawn another shot, so they might be extending their advantage, the over 60s men's 4.
So Jamie Hilt holding the shot here with this front bowl, trailing 16-12 down in the race to 21.
And Jo Edwards, I think, has just scored a 3. So she'll be 15-12 up.
And here's Aaron Wilson on the drive again. Got the jack in the titch yet again. It's just... So the Wilson bowl finished right underneath the number. And the jack itself is about 5 feet along. There's the white marker going put up there by the marker, so you can see the Aaron Wilson bowl is right under the number 2.
Jeez, he's been busy. He's been thinking, why did I get these guys of all the matches?
Yeah, let's give me a couple of midweekers. That's what I want. Oh, Jamie Hill just ran into that bowl of Wilson's.
Making me pick up the mat.
So the last bowl of Wilson's is on its way. She's all go. This will be another shot, no doubt. It's going to come alive, draw inside. This is a great bowl. Look at this from Wilson. Drawing right to the ditch. Look at this for the just magnificent from the Commonwealth Games gold medalist.
A foot in from the ditch. It's not quite too right on the lip of the ditch like we saw from Ellie Forsyth in the men's 4s, just moments to go on the rink alongside. But yeah, that's a great effort. And now Jamie Hilt in response. What can he do? Well, he was on a better line, but not the weight that was necessary. So 2 to Australia. So now just 3 away is Aaron Wilson, 18-12 in the race to 21.
Just shows the confidence of the player, Brenton. You know, most players then would have endeavoured to try and...
he's got to get there, he's got to get there!
It nearly happened. The race of the mat.
Oh, it's outstanding, isn't it?
Love to see a replay of that because he nearly got it. We were waiting for it. It was bound to happen.
Why are the players not picking up the bat? The poor marker who's having to get to the other end where the players are playing. As soon as they get down the other end, they're playing the jack.
I hope they buy him a beer afterwards, that's for sure. But you saw how good Wilson is. He drives. How many times he put the jack in the ditch in this game? It would be at least 4 times he's put the jack in the ditch.
At least.
And then straight away he's drawn back again. And you saw that bowl then. He drew, within a couple of feet of the ditch, and
it can be difficult to do after playing a weighted shot, the drive, and then having the touch with the next bowl. And with these guys, it's just a mere seconds later.
Yeah.
The adrenaline, you have to get that heart rate down again, calm down.
Interesting here. I see New Zealand holding, I would say, 3 shots in this men's fours game down in front of us here. Trailing 7-4, but Aaron Sheriff's got a bowl left, but I would say it'll be 3 to New Zealand and a bowl left as well for Ali Forsyth. So this would be a nice number for the New Zealand side to get if they can, as we watch Aaron Wilson just draw up inside the jack line.
And he's got 2 alongside each other, does Aaron Wilson, these white and purple bowls. And now Jamie Hill, I think, asking far too much of that one to come around. It's going to rest
around the back.
Around the back. Yeah, could be the shot.
Draw the shot around the back.
Market is having a little look to see who he thinks is holding. He indicated that black paddle went up momentarily.
I think you'll see New Zealand hit the front in this fours game.
They have 8-7 after 9 now of the 15, so they're continuing to fight, and shows why Jamie Hill has to continue to scrap here. Margin could be important. He can't just give this away.
On the back end is Jamie Hill. Well, this has to come back a long way. It's starting to arc back, but will it come back far enough towards the jack? It's still coming towards it. This is a very, very good bowl from the New Zealander, and this will be shot itself, but goodness gracious.
That came back a long way, didn't it? Almost went to the other rink.
Certainly did, but I think we know what the likely shot options we're going to see here from Aaron Wilson. He'll certainly be running down, certainly trying to get to the jack, which we've seen him end after end after end. This Commonwealth Games champion. Here he is coming down, playing with searching weight to get to the jack. Coming down now, look at this. He's got the jack again. Have a look at this, and there it is, straight into the ditch.
Yep. Expertly done once more. Just a bit of a wry smile on the mat from Jamie Hill. Almost come to expect it. So the marker again having to work his magic down there. I think just to the right of picture is the jack. There we go. There's the little white marker, indicate where the jack is placed.
Great bowling by Wilson though.
And he's got one in the ditch just below the number. Pretty much is where the Aaron Wilson bowl is. So certainly holding the shot. Jamie Hill taking his time as he sees what's unfolding next to him. I assume is what he's waiting for.
He's waiting for there's 2 bowls to come in there. Now Caitlin Lynch is going up to have a look. The
women's fours alongside him. Not quite sure why he was waiting for that, but I assume he's just playing on the backhand side, isn't he?
He's certainly gone out wide, hasn't he? It's looking at it on the monitor here. It's certainly out on the wide side. How far is it coming back? How's the weight? It was actually on a good line, but just didn't have the weight.
Yeah, it certainly was. Unfortunate there. So one more to Aaron Wilson, who's now just 2 away. 19-12, he leads in this race to 21. Men's singles action. And the women's fours alongside this one. New Zealand leading 9-5 still after 7. And that long deliberation happening on the 8th end. 14 Australia have. I can't see the New Zealand score of Joe Edwards, unfortunately, in the women's singles.
So 19-12, and the jack's been delivered by Aaron Wilson. It's breaking down towards the head now is the Wilson bowl. This is a tidy opening bowl. This is going to finish jack high or jack level, just sits jack level, about 15 inches. Good bowl from the Commonwealth Games champion. So here's now Jamie Hill on his backhand. One down at present. Well, obviously is because it was the first bowl, but good response here from Hill. Is he going to get the jack? That just slips by. That'll be shot for sits just in behind the jack. So Jamie Hill holding one. He's not done yet, the Kiwi singles player. He's going to be certainly doing his utmost to make this a real battle for Aaron Wilson, but just amazing to see the weighted shots that this Aaron Wilson can play. As I just said to Brenton, I don't know how many times he's had the jack in the ditch, so we know what's going to happen here. Jamie Hill's got two bowls in behind the head, magnificent two drawn bowls, and this won't be a draw shot.
Yeah, here comes the drive from Disco. Looks on a pretty good line. Was he just under? He is just under.
Is under.
Rear miss from Aaron Wilson.
So Jamie Hill, two very well drawn bowls. Trailing 19-12, but holding two.
And looking to maybe just sit aside alongside these two Aaron Wilson bowls. Is Jamie Hill. He's just going to come up short, but certainly didn't want to add to the target for Aaron Wilson.
Now, of course, if Wilson gets these, he's holding game, and the pressure right then on Jamie Hill. Here's the drive from Aaron Wilson. He's got this right in the middle, and I would say may well be holding two shots.
Well, I'll see what the market thinks.
Well, the bowl's already on its way.
Jamie Hill wasn't waiting.
The marker's scratching his back and saying, and the Jamie Hill bowl is already halfway up, and I think he thinks that
could be it. Jamie Hill maybe should have taken a bit more time on the mat there. One, and no, is it just the one?
Just the one.
Just the one. So, match point now for Aaron Wilson. 20-12. He leads in this men's singles match. There's a few applause for Corey Wedlock in the men's fours. New Zealand leading men's fours 8-7 after 9 of the 15 ends. Currently playing the 10th.
So, Jack's been delivered by Aaron Wilson, leading 20-12. 20-12 is Aaron Wilson, just needing the one shot to go out and give Australia their win. And this is the first game to be completed of this third session today.
Yeah, make sure you join us again tomorrow for the third and final Trans-Tasman test from around midday New Zealand time. We'll have women's triples action, 3 o'clock, 3:15. New Zealand time again, women's singles. Joe Edwards, the two-time defending Commonwealth Games champion in that discipline, and then men's triples to complete the third and final Trans-Tasman test from Broadbeach. And that one will get underway around 3 p.m. So a big day of bowls still to come from Broadbeach. It may be coming to a close here at Musgrave Hill, but make sure after this match that you go to the Bowls New Zealand Facebook page or bowlsnewzealand.co.nz. We'll have a full wrap of this second Trans-Tasman test.
And of course, on Sky this evening is the Bowls 3-5, which will be
already underway.
Underway.
Yeah, head to channel 59 after this. Or maybe you've got both going. Good on you.
Correct, yeah. So here now is Aaron Wilson sitting on 20, wanting the one shot to go out and record the win. It's breaking down towards the head. Is it going to get under the Jamie Hill bowl? Sort of, but not. So here's now Jamie Hill on his forehand. Breaking down now, coming down towards the head. It's on a pretty good line. How's the weight as it comes under these bowls here? There's a pretty good bowl here from Jamie Hill. And we may see the Master Blaster. He may well attack this again, down trying to get to the jack. Jamie Hill just saying to the marker, I think, where do you think he's going to put it this time?
Yeah, where in the ditch will you be going, Mr. Marker?
So here is now Aaron Wilson onto the mat. Couple of swings of the arm, and it's on its way. On the drive is Wilson trying to get to the jack, and you guessed it.
Of course he's got it. It's been killed though this time, so respotted, so he didn't get it clean into the ditch. So
that's about the first time it hasn't gone playable into the ditch. And
it is the first time. So it's hard to tell because obviously some of those white bowls are actually the white and purple bowls.
Yeah, because the purple's on the other side, of course, isn't it?
Exactly. So I think the wide bowl here to the right, pretty certain that is a Jamie Hill bowl. The short bowl is an Aaron Wilson bowl. A little moot point though if Jamie Hill can draw the shot here.
So here's Jamie Hill. We're not sure what the story is on the head. It's drawing now. We've seen these bowls of Jamie Hill's draw all the way back, and obviously
Aaron Wilson already got the mat and the jack because giving it to Jamie Hill because he knew that was four. Wow, big end. There we go. So 4-2. Jamie Hill. So a lot of those white bowls, obviously deep, were his.
8 all, the men's fours now. 8 all after 10 ends.
And this time Jamie Hill just going really wide with the jack to make sure he doesn't run into the mat. Very courteous.
Yeah, Mr. Matt, Mr. Marker. Done a great job, this Marker.
He has actually. Keeping up with these two.
So here's now the first bowl of Jamie Hill, trailing 20-16. As his bowl comes in behind the head. So Aaron Wilson now playing his first bowl, leading 20-16. And as you and I spoke about the other day, Brendan, is that this one is quite often the hardest one to actually to get.
Yeah, it certainly can be. Aaron Wilson will be wondering how he just gave away 4 so close to taking that jack into the ditch. Unfortunately killed it, went back to the 2 metre mark.
Good bowl here from Jamie Hill, just going to sit, did get a touch on the jack. That's 2 the New Zealanders holding. Remembering, of course, just the one shot that Aaron Wilson needs to go out at this stage. It's New Zealand that are holding the head. But this looks a pretty good bowl. This one, as it comes into the head from Aaron Wilson, the Commonwealth Game Golds medalist, and sure enough, he draws just alongside the jack. So Jamie Hill, he's certainly got to play with weight to remove that bowl, and he's doing that down underneath that line, trying to get to the bowl, just going to duck away and go past his own. He's got one more chance to get to what is the shot bowl.
Match-winning bowl.
Winning bowl as well. So here is now Aaron Wilson, more than likely trying to get past the head, which he's really sort of hasn't. So here's Jamie Hill now, last chance. Playing to get rid of the shot bowl, playing with a lot of weight this time. looks to be on that centre. Is it coming back off that centre line? Is it coming back to the jack? Is it coming to the jack? It is. Superb bowl by Jamie Hill. Down and out.
Yeah, so that's 1 to him. Aaron Wilson with a bowl to play.
No, he's not going to play it.
No, he's not. He's not going to bother.
No, he said, I can't beat.
Yeah, fair enough. So 1 more to Jamie Hill. And he's not going to muck around. He's going to have to go back the other end as well. I'm already at this end. Might as well finish the end. Let's get on to the next one.
Oh, dear, oh, dear.
2017. Aaron Wilson of Australia leading Jamie Hill of New Zealand. Jamie Hill certainly is fighting. Was it 20 to 12 or was it 19-12?
20 to 12.
It was 20 to 12.
Well, 20 to 12 he was down. And that was a magnificent run shot by Jamie Hill. You know, last bowl left, last throw of the dice. And got the jack clean.
If he missed it, that was match over.
So it was a good shot by the New Zealand singles player, now trailing 2017. And of course, he can now go out.
Yes, indeed he can. Yeah, 4 if he can pick up, and he did pick up a 4 just a couple of ends ago. Win him the match, 21-20. And that would keep New Zealand very much alive in this men's Trans-Tasman.
It's not beyond the hope yet, as the first bowl of Jamie Hills just pulls up around about a metre short. Aaron Wilson quickly into his work, following up the Jamie Hill bowl. Breaking down towards the head now. Going to get past the Hill bowl, and this will be sit jack level. Very, very good opening bowl by the Commonwealth Games gold medalist, Jamie Hill, on his forehand. Trying to get down to that shot bowl, sit on the bowl, make shot of it. Breaking down towards the head now, just going to stay there on the wide side, is it? How's the weight? We do know that the Jamie Hill bowls do break back a long way, and sat past the head by about a metre. 2017.
Looking for one shot. Aaron Wilson, one more shot, and he's won this match, and really would be another major step towards Australia again winning the men's Trans-Tasman.
I think Jamie Hill really needs to change his hand, which he's doing, to try and play down underneath to get to the shot bowl or get a trail on the jack. It's on its way now, coming down on that wide side, and we know that the Hill bowl swings a lot at the finish. Coming towards the jack, he's just going to drift past it, but that was certainly the shot for Jamie Hill to play, and the bowl still stayed up. So of course, if Jamie Hill can, with his last bowl, dislodge the shot bowl or get the jack, he can actually make 2 of it. He'll just be concentrating though to get to the Aaron Wilson shot bowl. Just bowler breaks in towards the jack, and now really doesn't matter what the numbers are. This gives Jamie Hill a good opportunity as a sighter down there to get to the jack. It's on its way. Looks so it's under the line. Needs some luck, needs a bit of luck and not to be. And that we'll see.
And that'll be matched. They will shake hands. Aaron Wilson and Jamie Hill. And Aaron Wilson, 2 wins from 2 in the men's singles this time, finishing 21-17 to the Australian, who won 21-12 earlier today. So for the Australian men, that is another win for them. Their 4th out of 5 contests so far. And just the men's 4s to be completed, which is 8 apiece after 10 ends. We will endeavour to have a chat with Jamie Hill to assess this. Of course, this was his first day in the singles, having played in the pairs and also the 4s previously, moved into the triples as well. And we'll also, while we talk to Jamie, keep you up to date with the other matches. The women's 4, New Zealand leading 9-8 after 9 of the 15 ends. Kelsey Cottrell leading 17-16 rather over Joe Edwards in the women's singles. So that looks like it could go down to the wire. And
9-8 now to Australia in that men's fours, just picking up a one. A one just on that particular end. So Jamie Hill coming to have a chat with Brendan, and then Brendan will close off for the day, and we'll be back tomorrow from Broadbeach after Aaron Wilson defeated Jamie Hill of New Zealand by 21-17 in an entertaining game of singles.
Yeah, it certainly was. And
so here's Jamie Hill now, and
we'll talk to Jamie about that. So take the headphones from Kevin Hicklin there, Jamie, and I'll welcome you in. So Jamie Hill now joining us immediately after what was I don't know about you, but for us, certainly a thoroughly entertaining game of men's singles. How do you find it?
It was actually surprised. Managed to play reasonably well considering the conditions. It was pretty tough, gusty winds at times, and that I managed to obviously draw some shots because he kept running the jack in the ditch and scoring. So, he played exceptionally well, and he's why he's a world champ, I guess.
Yeah, the pace that you two were playing at as well, catching the marker out a few times as he went to go pick up the mat as well. I suppose just part of the course when you're playing a guy like Aaron Wilson.
Yeah, it is easy to play at a fast pace. I felt comfortable playing at that pace. Don't want to try and overthink it too much with the wind sort of gusting around. You just want to try and pick a line and go with it. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, it certainly leaves New Zealand in a bit of a hole, though, now in the men's Trans-Tasman. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's 4 out of the 5. The Aussies have won today. I suppose talk us through what happened in that middle session, because those were both, unfortunately, one-sided results for New Zealand. Yeah,
I guess they were just too good for us. The conditions, once again, were a little bit tough, but they played them better. They were just a little bit tighter, closer, played the conversion shots when it mattered, and it was as simple as that, really.
You moved, obviously, not just only into the singles, but also moved into the triples today. Is there likely to be changes again, you think, going into the third and final test? Do you feel it's worked?
Well, yeah. Well, one game, who knows? It depends what the selectors want to do. If they're trying combinations out, I think it's worked with Andrew moving into 2 and the 4s, or obviously and Ali and Gaz swapping around. Obviously going a lot better now. So we'll see what they want to do. Yeah.
All right, we've still got the third test to come at Broadbeach. Obviously, looking forward to going back to the greens, which you maybe enjoy a bit more, perhaps, more than this one.
Hopefully. Yeah, we just want to put good performances in, really, and give ourselves a chance, at the end of the day to win the game. So, let's give it a crack tomorrow.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Jamie.
Cheers.
Really enjoy your company. It's Jamie Hill from the men's single, who went down 21-17 to Aaron Wilson in the third session of this second Trans-Tasman test here from Musgrave Hill. A big thank you to Kevin Hicklin for joining myself in commentary as well. We've had the men's 4s are still in action. Australia now leading 9-8 after 11 of the 15 ends. New Zealand flip side, and the women's 4s leading 9-8 after 9 of that contest. And 17-16, still Kelsey Cottrell leading New Zealand's Joe Edwards. And the women's singles, make sure you go to bowlsnewzealand.co.nz or the Bowls New Zealand Facebook page. Later this evening we'll have a full review of the second Trans-Tasman test from Musgrave Hill on the Gold Coast. You make sure you join us, though. Back tomorrow, third and final Trans-Tasman test from Broadbeach Bowls Club on the Gold Coast. Midday, we'll have women's triples action for you.